I'm on my way to the gym. Figured I'd hop on live real quick. You know what I mean? I ain't really feeling this view like that. I needed to be, actually, for it to be lower, but it's all good. It is what it is, man. Salute. I think that this is a good live. I don't know how many people, I know people on the East Coast probably at work and all that. But, oh, shit. Word. That almost fell, man. So yeah, man, just want to hop on here, just kind of talk about struggling to, build legs and even touch on some things, man, and leave room for y'all to comment, question and answer, you know what I'm saying? If y'all got questions about leg growth and how to really tackle this, you know what I'm saying? This is a big thing, man, especially for my guys who are taller like me. But that kind of goes more in a space of genetics where some people who are shorter, if they ain't got good legs, it's just they ain't training. You know what I mean? That's just what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to legs, it's just like any other muscle, man. You got to train them. And if it's a genetic thing, you know what I'm saying? Where like your dad and your dad's dad and your dad's dad just never really had good legs. That's when you got to take different approaches. Or you could be an individual like me, right? Where I believe on my mother's side, my mom ran track when she was in high school, right? So she really ain't had no other choice but to develop some type of leg, decent legs. On my mom's side, I know a lot about my mother's side, and I know all of them was athletic. My mom, my aunts, my twin aunts, they played basketball. My uncle played football, you know what I'm saying? They were all in the sports and athletics. So obviously they were able to build up what they were able to build. But my point is, you don't have to fully depend on genetics in terms to build your physique. Genetics play a great point, and it could really dictate, how good you're gonna be and the type of development that you may be able to reach and potential-wise, but don't let genetics stop you from feeling like you can grow your legs, because it's cap. Muscles are muscles, bro. They grow. You can make your muscle grow. You can get your muscle to grow, period. This thing is hanging off the thing, yo. I was wondering why it was moving like that. Hold up, y'all. I'm driving to try to do it. Look, see, I'm messing up. Hold up, y'all. Hold on. I see somebody got a question on there. Sean Ward, I got you. Hold on 1 second, bro. I got you. Give me a second while I maneuver real quick and pivot like a professional beast real quick. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this since I was 14, no cap. All right, bet. I think we good now, y'all. We good? We good money. All right, bet. So the question, he said, you think wearing wraps or sleeves block blood flow to the legs for growth? Hey, that's actually a good concept, but no, I don't think so. No. Man, the only way that you could really cut off circulation from your legs you'd have to be wearing something way tighter than, knee sleeves. And on top of that, if your knee sleeves is cutting off circulations in your legs, bro, you ain't even gonna be able to finish your workout. You understand? If you cut circulation or blood flow, you're gonna feel that, bro. You're gonna feel it tremendously. You're gonna see it. Actually, you're gonna see, if you look at your legs, you're gonna see that circulation is being cut off. So no, if you're wearing some knee sleeve and they cutting off the circulation in your legs, blood circulation, you don't need to be wearing those knee sleeves, man. You need to get you some bigger knee sleeves. They're too tight. And in all honesty, if you tried to put on some knee sleeves that were that tight, that would cut off blood circulation, I don't think you'd even put them on. I don't think you'd be able to even get them past your calf muscle. Unless you ain't got no calves at all, and then maybe you can get it past, but I don't think you'd be able to put them on. Because when you cutting off blood circulation, bro, that got to be real tight. And the legs are such huge extremities. You know what I mean? Your legs are so big. It's gonna take a lot to cut that circulation off. Now, if you're somebody who already deals with circulation issues in the legs, you know, vessels, arteries, whatever, because of actual blood flow issues or cardiovascular health issues, it might cause something, but I doubt it. You know what I mean? I doubt it. I don't think so, man. That's actually a really good question, though. That's a real good question. Because I've never really thought of that. But in all honesty, like I said, man, if you're wearing normal knee sleeves that fit you and grip, because you also got to think about how the leg is built. You know what I mean? Like the knee is obviously smaller in width than your quad muscle and your hamstrings, or, you know, hopefully your calves, you know what I'm saying? So it should fit there securely without cutting off any circulation and coming from obviously your quads and your legs and all that. So, but yeah, that was good. I don't think it's any different than any other muscle on the body that you really need to grow and catch up. 9 times out of 10, when people have underdeveloped muscles, or muscles that, you know, aren't as developed and mature as, say, other muscles on your body, it's because you're not training them enough. You haven't hit them enough, or you're not stimulating them enough. You're not getting enough stimulation in your legs enough, whether it be hamstrings or quads. You're just not stimulating. So you might be doing a whole bunch of leg workouts, but the movements that you're doing for your legs aren't giving you enough stimulation in your quads, in your hamstrings. You know what I'm saying? In the abductor, in the adductors. You know? And a lot of times, man, I'm telling you, I did it for years. This is why I'm hopping on live right now, y'all, because I struggled with leg growth for a long time. And one of the main factors and reasons was because I wasn't training them. See what I'm saying? I wasn't training my legs. So that lack of training translated into me having skinny legs, bro. No cap. I remember my ex, she played me one time, yo. I'll never forget it. And she was like, "Oh, you got chicken legs." And I was like, whoa. I mean, it hit me right here. It was like, boof. Like, I'm about to do the T-Pain and shit. I'm like, boof. You know what I mean? Like, that joint hit me hard, man. And I thought about it. I'm like, damn. And I know she ain't mean no harm. She was just probably trying to funny. But it hit me. I'm like, dang, she right. I do got chicken legs. And another thing, too, if you're into playing basketball like I was, because basketball was my favorite sport out of all sports. I like football, too, and enjoy playing football a lot. But basketball, man, I love that. I love basketball. So when you're playing basketball, man, you're doing a lot of running. You're doing a lot of endurance stuff. You know what I mean? You do explosive stuff, too. You know, obviously, you're jumping for rebounds. You know, if you're doing a jump shot or if you're laying up, you know what I mean? But most of the time when you're playing basketball, man, you're doing more aerobic stuff mostly. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But as far as legs, man, I'm gonna drop y'all a couple keys in terms of really growing them. But I just kind of want to leave room for any more questions that y'all might have before I kind of go into that. Because I've been super busy, y'all. I ain't really been on YouTube like that. But I'm about to. I even got content already made, in which I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff edited and start back posting. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Oh, that's raspy. Need to hit gotta hit QT real quick. Grab me a little bit of coffee, not nothing too crazy or too shabby. What else was I gonna say? So legs, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If you're intermediate or advanced, if you're a beginner, don't worry about this part. All right, but if you're intermediate or advanced, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't even You don't need to do what I'm about to say. See what I'm saying? You don't even have to. You don't even got to do what I'm about to say. Get my wallet. But if you're intermediate or beginner, hold on. Can I? Oh, I can change that. All right. Let's see something. I'm gonna put this up and see how this works real quick. It's like a little sticker that I can put up. If y'all got questions, y'all can put them here. I mean, it don't really matter. Y'all can do it in the chat, or y'all can put it on there. All right. I don't know how this works, y'all, but I'm gonna just put it up. Oh, it's gonna be right there on the damn screen. All right. So, if y'all want to write y'all question on here, that's cool. I didn't know I could do it like that. Let me put it down, though. I don't want it to be like on the actual screen. All right, that's what's up. That's not too bad. So, all right, real quick. If you're intermediate or advanced, do this. If you're struggling with your legs and you're like, dang, man, my legs they don't really seem to be responding. They're not growing. Do these two things. First, find and pick exercises that you're doing with your legs where you get the most stimulation. All right. Two, more than two things, actually. Two, if you're training legs, don't just look at legs and leg day as a leg day where I do leg movements. Start looking at leg day like quads, hams, all right? Quadriceps, hamstrings. Start looking at your leg days like that. Because if you just go in there, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do legs, it's kind of out of order. You're just kind of going in there, you're just doing leg movements. Cut that mentality out if you want to grow your legs, and start looking at training legs in a sense where you're saying, I'm training quads, I'm training hamstrings. This right here gonna change the game for you if you're not doing that, all right? 3, find the movements when you're doing quad movements, meaning when you're doing exercises and movements that stimulate your quads mostly, or when you're doing exercises and movements that stimulate your hamstrings mostly, find the movements that stimulate those muscles the most, all right? Matter of fact, focus on, if you're lowering your body fat and cutting, then focus on the movements that do a lot of stimulation to the muscle, but don't cause a whole bunch of fatigue, right? If you're not cutting and you're building, you eating at somewhat a little surplus and you're building muscle, focus on the exercises and movements that cause the most stimulus in that muscle, all right? So a good example, for me, I'll give you all an example for me, where when I had to do these changes, and it's helped me out tremendously, man. I've grown my legs so much. I thank God for it, right? I used to do squats a lot, barbell squats, in which I still do them, but I do them differently. But I used to do them a lot. And I would kind of step away from certain other movements in terms of, hitting my quads and stuff like that. I was just like, yo, I'm doing legs, squat. Wasn't even doing squats right. Then I stopped doing squats and I moved over to like the angled leg press. And I started doing the angled leg press more. And I noticed I was getting a good amount of stimulus there. But then I stepped it up a notch even more and was like, well, let me see what other movements will give me more stimulus on my quads. And I found that the Bulgarian split squat gave me crazy stimulus in my quads. I'm like once I finished doing three sets of that per leg, my darn quads was shaking. You know what I mean? And I realized, I'm like, okay, bet. So this Bulgarian split squat is giving me a whole bunch of stimulus in my quads. So I need to add that to my quad workout. All right. Then I started looking for other movements. I got on the leg extension. You know what I'm saying? I hopped on the leg extension. I figured out ways to make the leg extension way more stimulating than how it would be before when I would try to hop on there and do it. I'm going to pass this gym on to y'all. Try it out. So what I would do is I put the seat all the way back on the leg extension, right? Put the seat all the way back on the leg extension. Then I would position the part that you put over your shins, your legs, right, when you're on the leg extension. I would position that to where it was about halfway up my shin, maybe. Not all the way down to the foot. I say like above that, like maybe mid shin, somewhere around there, right? Or right at the shin, or maybe a little higher. And then I would make sure that lever, right, would be pushing I make sure that thing would be going back as far as it can, because there's a lever where you can push that lever to cause your legs to essentially come all the way towards you. You want to do that. You want your legs to come close to you as much as possible, because the more closer your legs are coming back to your butt, the more stretch you're going to have in your quads, in which that's what you need in order to really stimulate those quads. You need stretch in them. So when you resting and sitting in that, stretch, push that lever up with your legs. But here's another one that I did that helps out a lot. When you go up and push the lever all the way up with your leg or legs, hold it. Hold it for a second. Not long, but when you fully extend the leg on the leg extension and you pushing that weight up, hold it for like 1 or 2 seconds. Then come down. Then go up forcibly. Hold it. 1, 2, come down. 1, 2, come down. Man, when I say this changed the game, bro, it changed the game so much, man. I started having way more pumps in my quads off of the leg extension, where before when I'd hop on the leg extension, it was doing a little something, but it wasn't really stimulating my quads. And back then I didn't understand. I'm like, yo, I'm getting on this machine. Why am I not feeling anything in my quads like that? It's all about these little tweaks and stuff, man. Once you start tweaking stuff, you'll start to feel more stimulus. But the key here is if you really want to grow to give it muscle, you got to make sure that you're doing the movements where you feel the most stimulus. If you ain't stimulating that muscle, it's not going to grow. So, that's something that I learned. I started doing with my customers. Clients, customers, same thing. And not only, have I been able to grow a lot and gain a lot, get a lot of gains from that, but obviously my clients have grown and gained too. So I'm passing it on to y'all, man. Honestly, those things will change the game for you. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're doing movements that stimulate the quads and the hams separately, intensely, and real good. Let go of the movements that ain't doing it for you. Find the movements that give you the most stimulus in that muscle. Do those, right? And then for my guys that's intermediate and advanced, start doing more leg days. Start doing more leg days, man. I'm telling you, start doing more leg days. Do at least 2 leg days a week, at minimum. My advanced guys, or my guys that's intermediate advanced, like you still kind of, you still working your way up, bro, add in a 3rd leg day. Now this really changed the game for me. I added a 3rd leg day to my workout regimen. I'm still doing it right now. And bro, that's why my legs are starting to shoot up. Before, people used to say my legs look skinny. Now I be getting people talking about tree trunks and stuff, man. I never used to hear nobody say nothing about no tree trunk when it comes to my legs, So I'm just passing it on, man. And my legs, they still ain't big, but they, man, they look better. They look a lot better. I feel a lot more confident about them. And when I do get on stage, I'm gonna feel more confident. 2 years ago, when I was saying, I'm about to do my show, I didn't feel that confident. So I've been able to really spend that time on growing and developing them and trying to balance out maturity, because my upper body is way more mature than my lower body because I put so much work in on my upper body. That's just how this game works, y'all. So real quick to conclude, man, the main key here, make sure that you're doing movements and exercises that stimulate your quads and your hamstrings the most. Let go of the other ones. I don't care how many videos you done seen where people say, oh man, you want big quads, do this. Oh man, you want big hamstrings, do this. Bro, what matters is how your body responds to this stuff, man. I'm trying to stop cussing. I was about to cuss. I didn't do it. That's what's up. But what matters the most is how your body is going to respond to what you're doing. You can watch all the videos in the world. You can watch my videos, other videos. What matters is when you get in that darn movement and exercise, what matters is how much stimulus you getting on that joint. Because one person may get on the darn leg press and be like, oh man, my quads, oh man, they go, oh man, I'm burning them out. Another person may get on the leg press and be like, bro, I'm not feeling anything in my quads. Yeah, it could come from technique. Yeah, it could come from certain things like that. But sometimes, man, certain movements just don't do it because of bodily structure and how your body and your frame is structured, your skeletal structure. You know what I mean? Certain muscles longer than others and shorter than others. And when you get on these machines, bro, it ain't built for everybody. Right? That's why there's levers and adjustments, but still, don't waste your time with all that. If you really want to learn technique with them, go ahead, learn the technique, get it down. But after that, bro, if you done learned the technique, you done tried the technique, and you still ain't feeling stimulus in that muscle the way that you wish you would, replace that with a movement where you getting that stimulus. And you like, dang, bro, this is amazing. That right there you're gonna notice crazy results off rip. That changed the game for me, man. That really changed the game. Boom, do that. Then start looking at your leg days as quad day or ham day, or quad and ham. You can do them both, but make sure that you have a clear distinction in your head when you hitting this gym. I'm doing movements for quads, I'm doing movements for hams. Not I'm doing leg movements. Understand when you get on that leg curl, you know that's a hamstring movement. But start thinking of volume like that. Start thinking of, okay, my quads need adequate volume. My hamstrings need adequate volume. Figure out, most of the time, people's hamstrings can't handle as much volume as the quads can. Most of the time, but everybody's different. But you got to find that. You got to figure that out. You got to figure out how much volume can my hamstrings handle? How much volume can my quads handle, right? Get all this down. Get all this information together and move and execute. It's time to work. And then the last but not least, man, do at least 2 days of legs a week. 2 leg days a week. If you advance, or if you're advanced, or if you're intermediate and you still kind of climbing up that ladder to advance, add a 3rd day on where you're doing legs or hitting some type of legs on the 3rd day. And I'm gonna give y'all a little sweet spot, little bonus before I hop off here. I'm gonna give you one little bonus before I hop off. Oh, hold up, y'all. Y'all, one bonus, man, before I hop off, right? Stop training to failure. If you ain't got that much time, if you really don't have that much time, and you're like, dang, man, I'm pressed for time, then go ahead and train to failure, man, so you can knock out the quick sets, get the stimulus in. But if you got time to really work on volume and stuff like that, bro, train close to failure. Train close to failure so that you could do more sets and get more volume in on them legs and shorten your rest break a little bit. So train close to failure, shorten your rest break. Lately, I've been doing 1-minute rest breaks, and I'm training close to failure. I'm able to get more sets in and more volume in at a quicker time and a quicker workout. That's gonna change the game. That's gonna change the game for you. Point blank, period, bro. I said it. It may work for you, it may not. It's only one way to find out if it'll work for you. So, train close to failure, not all the way failure, and lower your rest breaks to about a minute, depending on how you typically, rest. And then, hold up, I gotta grab one more thing, man. All right. And then, yeah, that'll help you get more volume in, man. And once you get that volume in, you're good to go. See what I'm saying? Hey, y'all let me know if this worked out for you. You try. Hell, you can not try. It's up to you. I mean, it don't make me no difference. I'm just passing along gems, you feel me? But hey, I'll catch y'all on the flip. I'm out.